Welcome back. It's Friday, and that means Trish Rout with Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers is here to tell us who we need to be on the lookout for this week, not only to keep our community safe, but maybe make some money.
Absolutely. What a way to start the weekend. And we're starting off our list this week with a criminal couple who worked in cahoots to steal well over $1,000 in fuel from a Collier County gas station. Adriel Martinez and Osnarepis Valdez Rodriguez worked in tandem to attach an electronic device to a fuel pump that enabled them to remotely operate the pump without it registering that any payment was owed at the cash register inside the store. Now, detectives say they used a white pickup truck to steal 175 gallons of diesel fuel on the first pass, then made a return visit a short time later. On their second trip, they were seen at the pump for nearly 15 minutes before store security grew suspicious and contacted the sheriff's office. The couple had just finished pumping 145 more gallons of fuel before deputies arrived on scene. And with diesel running just shy of $6 a gallon, their total take was over $1,800 in gas. The two spent minimal time in lockup before being found guilty of organized fraud and a litany of other charges. They both recently violated terms of their probation, which resulted in brand new warrants for their arrests. Both Alvarez-Lago and Valdez Rodriguez have ties to Cape Coral and Miami, but no matter where they're trying to hide out, deputies will be quick to return them to Collier for a more extended stay behind bars. Next up is a repeat offender with more than 20 years of illegal activity already under his belt. Detectives are back on the hunt for Steven Manuel, this time for violating probation following an arrest for DUI and fleeing and eluding officers. Manuel was clocked a little after midnight, going 15 miles an hour over the limit and swerving between lanes. When officers attempted to pull him over, the 38-year-old kept on driving despite the lights and siren behind him. He continued on until he pulled into his own driveway and finally acknowledged officers. He told them he just wanted to get home and was unapologetic for ignoring their instructions. Officers noted that Manuel reeked of alcohol and pot, but when asked about his consumption, he was adamant about having only one beer. His story was clearly a tall tale, evidenced by him blowing at nearly 3 times the legal limit. He spent just over a month in jail before pleading guilty and being sentenced to probation in late March. Less than 2 months later, he violated the promise to be a law-abiding citizen when he was recently arrested in Sarasota for driving with a suspended license. To date, this East Fort Myers felon has 16 priors for robbery, theft, DUI, aggravated battery on a pregnant victim, and failure to pay child support. He is 5'1", 150 pounds, and upon his arrest, he will be held without bond. Also on the run this final Friday of May is a guy with a history of violence, particularly towards women. A new warrant for the arrest of Adriel Martinez was issued last week on charges relating to 2 counts of battery, obstruction, drugs, and tampering with a witness or victim. Deputies say Martinez went to a home in Lehigh and quickly got into a verbal argument with a female. Martinez's temper escalated quickly, and he picked up an object and threw it at the woman's face while young children were close by. When the victim tried to call 911, Martinez grabbed the device and hurled it onto the roof. He then took off, but not before ramming into her mailbox and a nearby stop sign. Deputies located him a few days later when he was arrested and resisted and was found with both pot and amphetamines in his car. He was released after 2 days in jail, but was recently recalled back to incarceration after he violated the conditions of his freedom. This 33-year-old offender has 19 priors on his record on charges of drugs, battery, burglary, obstruction, aggravated battery on a pregnant victim, and failure to pay child support. He is 6 foot, 215 pounds, and was last known to be living in the Tice area. And coming in last place this week is Christian Rodriguez, a 31-year-old felon who has already been arrested nearly 40 times and counting. A judge signed off on a warrant earlier this week for Rodriguez's arrest after he violated probation on charges of burglary and petty theft. The victims in this case said they were awakened by their dog barking at 4 in the morning. When they left for work an hour later, they found multiple cars in their driveway ransacked with several items of value stolen. And although their belongings were taken, what was left behind were crystal clear fingerprints, which led directly back to Rodriguez. When detectives went to look for Rodriguez, he was easy to find since he was already in jail on unrelated but very similar charges. When asked about the incident, Rodriguez said he had no idea how his prints could have possibly been found inside the victim's car. His misdeeds kept him in jail for 7 months, followed by another 1.5 years in prison. He was just released in late April, and already, just 1 month later, he's back to his law-breaking ways. Rodriguez has 34 local arrests for assault, drugs, dealing in stolen property, weapons violations, and burglary, among other counts. He's also been sent to prison 4 times for roughly 6 years of his life. Rodriguez was last known to be living in Lehigh and could be using the aliases of Rodriguez Ortega, Creepo Rodriguez, or Flaco in order to avoid his next inevitable arrest. And as always, if you recognize any of the fugitives we featured here today, you're asked to call the Crime Stoppers hotline. That number is 1-800-780-TIPS. All callers will remain anonymous and will be eligible for a cash reward of up to $3,000 and nearly 70 arrests between these individuals. 70.
What?
And they're all, you know, they
Yeah.
offend, they reoffend, they offend, they reoffend, rinse and repeat.
Hurts people and it costs all of us money.
Absolutely.
All right. Hopefully we'll catch him.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Trish.
Thanks, Kelly.